Welcome to I Am Her, where spiritual meets spicy, F-bombs meet forgiveness, and shadow work occasionally throws glitter.
Welcome to I Am Her.
Woot, woot, woot.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about who we are and why we're here.
Let's do it. You go first?
Okay.
You want me to go first?
Nope, you do it.
All right. My life has been one long story of falling apart, rebuilding, and learning to love every messy version of me along the way. I've been the overachiever, the people pleaser, the one trying to hold it all together, and the one who lost herself doing it. But through all of that, I found something so much better. Me. Now I run a few businesses, Rooted Reflections and Self-Love Studio, that all center around helping women remember who they are. Not the version the world told you to be, but the one that your soul came here to live as. This podcast is for women who's healing, growing, questioning everything, and trying to figure out what alignment actually looks like in real life. We're talking self-worth, love, business, boundaries, and all the things no one warns you about when you start becoming her. And the truth is, none of us have it all figured out, but together we're learning, laughing, crying, and evolving one episode at a time. So take a deep breath, grab your motherfucking coffee or your crystals, and let's get real, because bitch, you are her.
Good job. All right.
One of a bit, man. I got like full body chills.
All right. I am Emmy, and I've spent most of my life living for other people, making sure everyone else was good, trying to keep the peace, saying yes, even when I wanted to say no. I'm sure we all know that feeling when you're doing all the right things, but somehow it still feels off. That was me for a really long time. I didn't really know what it meant to live authentically. I just knew I was tired of trying to fit the version of myself that didn't feel real anymore. But lately something's been shifting and I can feel myself kind of emerging, like I've been in that cocoon stage for years now. And I'm finally starting to stretch my wings. Like they're still drying, but I'm still trying to figure it out. But I'm ready to live as her, the version of me that's been waiting underneath everything else. So these days I help people bring their visions to life. Sometimes that means helping them write their books or build their business or create the systems that make it all run in the back end. But this podcast is a little bit different. So about a month or so ago, I got a little nudge, you know, that voice that won't shut up until you listen. And it said, tell Thylene that you two need to start a podcast. I reached out to Thylene and she said, hey, I already have a podcast plan. It's all set up. I just haven't done it yet. So now she already had the name, the energy, the vibe. So I can't take credit for any of that. But something in me just knew that we were supposed to do this together because her intuition, the structure, her skills, my words, it all just fits. So for me, I Am Her is that space between who I was and who I'm becoming. It's messy, it's real, it's honest, because that's what transformation looks like. And honestly, if sharing my story helps even one person feel less alone while they figure out theirs, then it's the reason I need to hit record on this podcast. So yeah, this is me stepping into my power, owning my worth. And so the version of me that I've been waiting for, I am already her. This is new for both of us.
Yeah, we have no freaking clue what we're doing.
We just had to take an hour to make sure that everything was set up properly because we had no idea. So this is us being real and raw and vulnerable and trying new things.
And then throwing glitter on it.
Throwing glitter. This is covered in glitter today.
Yeah.
There's just no way around it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like we're super prepared and we have everything worked out. And now that we're like, okay, let's press record. I'm like, wait, we're actually doing this.
We had a script planned out. We had episodes planned out, like subject matter.
I mean, we'll get to all of that. But I just feel like right now we have to like just feel the energy in the room. I feel like I need to pull a card. So I'm going to.
Okay.
And I feel like the energy is flow. It's so flow. Oh my God, it's so flow.
Wow. First of all, I am a delight. So
I am a delight. That's horrid. And I love it.
That.
Seriously. And I feel like I am the chaos and you're the calm. I'm like, holy shit, what are we doing? And you're like, look, here's the steps, babe.
It's like the yin and the yang.
We should do like a yin and yang t-shirt. And then in one of the spots, put your name and one of the spots, put mine. Do you want to be black or white?
I don't care. It's all the same to me.
Holy shit, I just got the Empress card. Woo! Bang, bang. This is your divine feminine energy, which is 100% at the end of the day, what we're here to connect to is our divine feminine and figure out like what it all means. So this is about a whole society of women who are so disconnected from their feminine because we've had to rise up and take over in our masculine because our children need us, our families need us. And at the end of the day, we would literally drop everything for our kiddos or our insert thing, like cats. It doesn't matter if you have a living, breathing thing that you take care of outside of yourself. Like it could be a parent that you're taking care of now. This looks so different for everyone, but we have disconnected from our inner feminine, divine, beautiful, natural energy that is within us and stomped it down. And this card says, like, you can be nurturing and be in your divine feminine as well. And it requires us to connect to our divine feminine to grow and be that version where both can exist. A lot of times we block that energy. Like we're meant to be this caring, loving light that just like explodes in people's worlds and ripple effects out to the people around us. It's in our DNA to be all of that. And yet we just constantly are at our own throat. We're at war with ourselves. We're not good enough. We're not pretty enough. We're not skinny enough. We're not fast enough. We don't have all of our ducks in a row. We can't do this unless we do this first. No, bitch. Yes, you can. You absolutely can. This card is saying stand in your motherfucking power. Be exactly who you want to be, not who other version or other people outside of you are telling you who you have to be. It's telling you, like, stand up and be authentically you, and anything that falls from that wasn't meant for you anyway. It wasn't meant for you, babe. This card coming out is the epitome of what our podcast is meant to be. Be the Empress. Stand in that light. Like say it with your motherfucking chest.
Throw a couple F-bombs in there, too.
Throw a couple F-bombs.
Our intro, there's a reason behind why it says what it says. So I'm going to repeat it. Welcome to I Am Her, where spiritual meets spicy, F-bombs meet forgiveness, and shadow work occasionally throws glitter.
This is literally everything.
This is everything because we are human. We're fucking funny. There's just no way around that. We're funny. I laugh at myself.
If F-word, like,
I'm a delight.
If F-word bothers you, then it's okay that this isn't your space. But also, my whole point is that I like swear words. And here's the thing. We're told from a very young age that these words are bad. But isn't everything intention? I can, like, just like money, you can use money for really shitty things or you can use money for really good things. It's not the money that is the problem, right? It's your choice of what to do with it. And so I could literally look at you and be like, fuck you, Em, you're a bitch.
I'd be like, yeah.
Be like, yeah, fucking right. I support that shit, literally. And so I feel like your intent behind the words that you say is what makes it what it is. It's the energy. It's all about energy and perception. That's a big part of it. So anyway, long story short, if you don't like cuss words, like we're not the girls for you. We're not the gals.
Fair enough. We are tapping into our spiritual intuitive side. And along the way, we've lived some shit. And we're going to express ourselves in the way that we feel comfortable doing that. And Eileen said, if this isn't your space, we love you where you're at. And
Release you with love.
You can recommend us to somebody that would fit into our space.
Yeah, maybe you have a friend that cusses like a sailor and you're like, man, that's her. And we're like, welcome, babe. Let's do this.
Yeah, and the shadow work, occasionally throwing glitter. Shadow work is fucking hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we don't like to dig into the hard parts of where we've been or acknowledge the things sometimes that we know we have to work through. But that's what we're here to do. We have supported each other through quite a bit, and we're here to support you, our listeners, through your shit.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just like you can get a glitter bomb in the mail, sometimes you're going to open up something that's deep within you and it's going to feel like there's glitter sprinkled
I just got a vision of us sending our fans, when we have them, literally glitter bombs in the mail. And we got to send our people, this is really shitty and this happened. We just, they open a card and glitter busts out. Like, we glitter bombed you, bitch.
Yeah. And it won't be malicious this time. It will literally be with love. It'll be coming from a different place. It's literally coming from a good place.
Okay, so here's the thing. Whenever I go out and I get Lotus drinks or whatever, when I buy them from the coffee shop, I'm like, do you have glitter? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, can you put the glitter in there, please? And they're like, sure. Like, literally buying those drinks is part of or one of the highlights of my day. And I literally put glitter in it because it makes my freaking heart sing. You know what I mean? It makes me feel like the best version of myself. And if you think that's stupid, then maybe go try it and tell me how you feel afterwards. I would love to hear.
Edible glitter is the bomb. And I literally just have to say this. Okay, so Thylene and I have been honored to have been guest speakers at the Cocoon to Butterfly live event twice now.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that as the podcast goes on, but I literally just envisioned us both going up on stage with sparkle pants on the next time we go up to talk. This is going to be absolutely
Epic.
Brilliant. I'm telling you.
Okay.
So, everybody within the sound of my voice, you all have to come to the next event. There's just no way around it.
Please.
Yeah, we're showing up.
I'll wear my glitter tight hot pants.
Yep.
I'm here for it. And then we can wear podcast t-shirts with our glitter pants.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is going to be epic. But circling back, I wanted to talk a little bit about what Thylene said about how we're each on our own path and we would literally drop anything to help our children or anybody that we love. And sometimes we forget that everything we have is within us to become that person. We already are that person. We just have to be able to dig deep and release that person. And that's the premise of I Am Her, because we are shedding our old skins and we're just aligning with who we always have been. And we're just now letting it emerge. So wherever you are in your journey, you have it in you. You already are her or him. We will have some guest speakers that are him too. But the premise is we are already her. It's in you. You just have to dig for it. That's what this podcast is going to be about as it moves on. We're just going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between, because life is life.
Life be lifing, man.
Sometimes lifing is not fun.
Yeah.
But it's all part of the process.
And I feel like, to tee off what you're saying,
Piggyback.
thank you. I feel that I lost my train of thought because tea threw me off.
I have tea.
Everything is within you. And whenever that, we give our power away. And we lose our identity a little bit at a time. And so one of my main goals is to shed light on the pieces that we sweep under the rug. We need to talk about these things. If we don't talk about them, we can't name them, and then we can't release them. And so by talking about these situations that we've been in throughout our lives, we're able to take our power back, call it what it is, and make sense of it. Because sometimes in my head, the situation seems so intense, I'm going to die. Like, I'm literally going to die. And then a few weeks later, I'm laughing, like, how did I think I was going to die in that situation? Like, it just seems so ridiculous. And so I think that a lot of the healing comes from talking about things openly and figuring out what it is so that you can overcome it. Whenever you compartmentalize and put that box on a shelf and you ignore it, which I have over my lifetime, if I could get a doctorate in that would be my doctorate, is like stuffing things down, compartmentalizing, and only pulling out like what. And so what we need to do is, through something like Cocoon to Butterfly, with a program that gives you the steps to look at everything and then start one by one reorganizing your shelf and pulling things out. Like, I think I still need that. Like, I'm not ready to talk about it yet. So then you're like, okay, that can sit on my shelf for a little bit. Oop, that one feels a little hyphy. We might get loud here on this one. Pull that out and get loud. Yell about it, scream about it, cry about it. Now, we learned, remember, at Cocoon to Butterfly, we learned from Jamie Bond to, when emotions go through you, it takes 90 seconds for it to fully pass through you. And you can tell you how long to grieve and all of that. But typically on the day-to-day, an emotion can go through you within 90 seconds. And I think it's so important to realize that life isn't over in that moment when it feels at the tip-top peak of bullshit and weight and darkness and pain and grief and confusion. We're like, ah, and our nervous system goes crazy. And then you let it pass and you're like, what it's all about, right? The evolution of growth and learning who you are as a human being and finding your purpose. You can't find your purpose if you don't swim through the waters of your past. You got to fix that shit, babe.
I picked my daughter up from work and she said, well, I survived the day, but barely, my foot was hurting, just one thing after another. And, but you made it. And she said, yeah, but barely. And she just kept saying that. And I said, but you made it. No matter how you got through it, you got through it. And that's what you need to focus on. And on that whole thought, it's also important to understand that we're not alone. Like when you're talking about on the shelf, I'm envisioning like a heavy box. It's okay to ask for help to lift that box down.
Yeah.
Because you want to look inside that box to see what's in it. But you don't want to add more stress. So ask for help to lift that box down. It's totally okay because we're going through this together. We're all in this together. Like we said, we're all on our own journeys, but every emotion, everything we're going through has a name. And it's really important to understand that you will get through it. And there are people to support you.
Because guess what? Okay, and here's actually something that I really want to touch on, is that as we grow and we start getting emails, we definitely want to hear the stories. We want to hear about your dark moments, but don't forget getting to that moment where the balance isn't tipped in the wrong direction. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're working on pulling the balance here so that you can breathe and then overcoming that. So although we are going to focus on kind of the darker places in our lives, the goal is to flip that shit around and look at it from a different perspective. Like when I pull the hanged man in my readings, that's literally what that means. It is like take a deep breath and look at it from a different angle. You're closing yourself off. You have tunnel vision on right now. The rose-colored glasses, if you will. You need to take all that shit off and just dive deep to the authentic piece of what you're looking at and recognize it for what it is. I've been through shit I wouldn't want my enemies to go through. And whenever I went through the deepest, darkest pieces of it, I learned to be grateful for what it gave me as opposed to what it took from me. Silver lining is so hard to see. Silver lining is one of the hardest things to see in adversity. But you don't grow until you see it. You don't move past things. You just sit in your pain and you just like fester. If you aren't able to take a step back and look at everything and be like, damn, that was really hard. But now I have a perspective. Now I have this skill where I made it through this. I wonder if I can help other people. Now I have insight and I know what it's like for life to suck really bad. In my next situation, when things are really good, I'll fucking feel how good that feels to the brim of what it feels like, because I know what it's like to feel like shit. I know what it's like to like swim through the swamp of my deepest, darkest despairs and feel like life is over. And then in these really high moments, you can be like, wow, look at where I came from. Look at what I learned and the people that are around me, because I got the insight to make these decisions. Everything, and I will say this over and over, and everything happens for us, not to us. If you have the vision that it's happening to you, you don't get it, babe. You'll continue to feel like a victim. You'll continue to feel like, why does this happen to me every time? Why the moment you can be like, wow, I stubbed my toe this morning and that light was really long. It probably was preventing me from an accident. You know, the moment that you can turn that shit around and be grateful for it, as opposed to and it's not always easy, right? Get in our funks. Guess what I do when I get in a funk? I go get a fucking Lotus drink and I throw some fucking glitter in it. Okay. I'm literally telling you.
Glitter makes everything
yes.
better.
Like, I'm just saying there's so many ways that you can turn shit around. There's so many ways that you can work through stuff and literally, like the hangman, hang upside down and change your perspective.
It's all about changing your perspective, because, okay, cool. This red light was for 60 hours. I got a chance to sit there and just contemplate life and figure out my next steps for the day.
Music to my ears.
You know, I am a self-publishing concierge, and what that means is I help people self-publish their stories so they can share their stories with the world, because everybody has a story to share. It took me 13 years to finish my very first book, which is my memoir, because I kept putting it down because it was too painful to relive what I wrote about. But I finally got to the point where I said, you know what? Yeah, what I went through was shitty, but I was so grateful in the end for the lessons that I went through, having gone through the shit that I went through. And now it's so much easier for me to talk about, because it's part of who I am. It may have taken you 13 years to finish your book, but you finished your book and now you're a published author. So there's positive things that come out of all the shit that we go through. It's all about the mindset.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And that's where people get stuck, though. In that spoke last time, I had everyone close down their eyes and imagine like a stoplight, right? Red, yellow, green. And I told them, imagine you have a clicker. You get to change that to any of the, where are you? Are you on yellow? Red? How long have you been there? How long have you been on that red light? And do you want to know how easy it is to get off that fucking red light you've been on for 2 years? You fucking have the clicker. Like, on babe, like people are like, it's not that easy. I get it. But who is it hurting? It's only hurting you. This is your life, literally YOLO. Like,
It comes back to changing your perspective, because if you hit that red light and you don't want to have to click that every time, go a different way next time.
Literally.
Maybe you won't hit that red light every time.
Yeah. Maybe hit the stop sign and say,
Exactly.
you know?
Or change your perspective in another way. My husband likes to tell my 4-year-old granddaughter, yellow means move or get out of the way. And she argues with him and says, no, it means slow down. But some days, if it's yellow, just keep on going.
Yeah.
It's just all about changing your perspective.
I agree.
Yeah. So I hope that you guys had fun with this very first episode. Again, this is on the cuff. We have no idea what we're doing, but we will figure it out.
Zero idea.
No experience at all. So this is all new.
So welcome to the shit show.
So at the end of every episode, we are going to end with what we call her vibe check. And we're going to talk about what our top takeaway was from that episode. And we'd love to hear from you guys as well.
I say maybe you have a golden nugget, and when you share that golden nugget, it's like other people are like, oh yeah, I did notice that too.
Yeah. Okay, Thylene, what about yours?
Oh, not to put me Johnny on the spot. I think that, okay, because my mind is constantly on glitter, my takeaway was we're wearing sparkle pants and podcast t-shirts to our next stage, because it has to happen and everybody has to come and witness the gloriousness of our glitter pants. But no, in all honesty, my takeaway is just feeling so honored about sharing parts of my story. Like being able to tell you that I've been through the grime and the crap that I have is literally not only how I help other people, but it's also how I heal. It's a part of my healing, and I heal every day. My journey is forever. Like oftentimes we think that we get to this like level, and it happens all the time where you're like, and then you're like, oh, and that's the next layer of learn that I get to have. And so I think my takeaway is just realizing like this is going to be an ebb and flow for sure. And I'm so excited to jump in with people and actually have interaction with people, because I truly think that's where we grow and how we learn, and knowledge is power. Like you're going to have so many guests where like knowledgeable people coming on and talking about their, not only their experiences, but their mastery and their modality and their divinity and their divine power.
That means eat the glitter.
It means what about you, Em?
Okay, so I think mine is just the fact that we were here because we've been talking about it and planning it, and just coming from the place where we both were, even frickin' in June when we attended the first Cocoon to Butterfly event. We've both developed businesses out of that event, and now we can officially add podcasters to
bitch. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, here's one more. Woo! Yeah, so that's mine. I think I'm just so honored, and I feel so grateful and blessed that we're in a place now where we can do this, because even a year ago, I would not want to be on camera.
Yeah.
Let alone put it out on YouTube or Spotify or wherever we're going to put this.
Wherever the fuck it's going to go.
I just would not have been able to do it. So yeah, it's just fucking amazing. All right, everybody. Once you see this episode, if you do have anything you'd like to share, just drop a comment, and
or any suggestions of podcasts. Like if you've been through something that you want us to talk about, when we pull our people in, we have a lineup of at least 10 people for these episodes and we're going to travel a little bit and see some people and show you some pretty cool spaces. And so if there's something that strikes you or elicits some type of emotion within you that you want us to touch on or speak about, to help you in your healing journey, email us, or we'll put the information, does the tech stuff. So she'll make sure that you have a way to contact us, but also just post, just put it out there. When you do that, when you put the energy out, that is the first step of working towards wherever it is that you want to be, wherever it is that you see yourself. Because if you're here right now, likely it's because you want to learn, or you're kind of stuck. You're stuck in the waters. You are looking for a way out, and we want to help you figure out what that looks like and become who you are meant to be and find your purpose in this world. We want to see everyone who touches this podcast literally become her, because you are her. You really are.
All right. So until next time, take what resonates, leave the rest. And remember, somewhere a lion in a Hawaiian shirt is cheering you on. Bye, everybody.